Hey, before we get started, this was filmed about a month and a half ago. I just got really lazy and started procrastinating, but I hope you enjoyed nonetheless. This interview is with Dev Lemons. Check out all our links down below. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, let's go. How are you today? What have you done today? I don't know.
I'm good. I had another interview a couple hours ago, so that was
Ooh,
fun. Yeah, and
competition. Okay.
yeah, I'll say.
Yikes.
But yeah, and then I've just been working
Nice.
on song psych stuff. I'm probably
Let's
gonna
go.
stream in like a couple hours or so.
Let's
So
go.
yeah, hell yeah.
This is Dev Lemons.
Woo!
Musician, TikToker, song psych, all that jazz. Pretty cool. Pretty
Hey,
epic.
wow.
I gotta be good at this because yeah, I got competition apparently. So,
Oh, no, you're killing it already. I haven't even heard the question yet. You're already knocking it out of the park.
well, okay. So before I ask this question, I was preparing my questions for the interview, and I realized I got rid of my recommendations, someone else's interview of you, and so like
Oh,
oh
really?
I got like YouTube shorts of it, so it wasn't the full thing. So this first
Which one?
question I was gonna ask, but then I realized they asked it, but I'm still gonna ask it because it's still an interesting question. Where did the name Dev Lemons come from?
Um, I mean, that's a good question because not a lot of people do ask it, honestly.
Oh,
So I used to go by Miss iPad, like when I started to like try to make, my own music and like
yeah.
take it a little seriously. But I got nervous that like Apple would somehow find it and then be like, you're not allowed to
I feel like
do
I
that.
remember that. Did you mention that in like a TikTok? Like, I feel like I just saw the TikTok again too, like emailing all these
Yeah.
companies, and you mentioned that or something like that. It was something like
Yeah.
that.
So I had like a TikTok competition to like have like my followers pick a new name for me.
Oh,
Um, and I didn't like, there wasn't any name that I was like super wholeheartedly sold on in the comments. But someone named Sophia suggested that I change my name to Miss Dev, but I took the Dev part
yeah,
and then I added lemons to it because when I was Miss iPad, I was essentially doing everything myself. Like,
yeah.
production, lyrics, melodies, stuff like that. And like sometimes people would help me with mixing and mastering, but for the most part, I would just do everything myself. And when I started working with producers during the pandemic and really being able to focus on lyrics and melodies and stuff like that, aside from just doing everything, I just felt like the music was better. So I feel like lemons are similar because a lemon, it's fine on its own, but wouldn't you rather have lemonade?
True.
Mix the lemon with some milk and sugar. Wouldn't you rather have like lemon pie?
Fair enough. That's
So
I find that really interesting. Like, because I would have never thought of that. I would have never thought to that. Because like you see a lemon, and you're like, cool. You don't think about how it's better with other things. So, shout outs to the process in the head. I would have never been able to do that. Shout out to Sophia, I think it was. Shout out to
oh
you.
yeah. Shout out to Sophia. What?
But what was the big inspiration to begin making music? Slash, when did you gain your interest in making music? Like, what age and stuff like that?
So technically, I mean, I've always like loved listening to music. I think my interest, like my like diehard interest in like music, like consuming it, like I've always listened to it, but when I was in high school, like I got super into like Bring Me the Horizon, Pierce the Veil, stuff like that. And I think that type of music just like really stuck with me and made me like just super passionate about wanting to like be able to play an instrument or something. But um I started making my own music. Technically, I started it in high school. Um and I would post it on Tumblr and like Bandcamp and stuff. But I didn't really want people to know about it that I knew in real life because I was super insecure about the music. But my friends did find it and they made fun of it without me knowing for a while. So
Jeez.
once I found that out, I was like, oh man, like I suck. I should just give up. But then I went to film school and like for college,
Yeah.
and a lot of people were doing creative endeavors outside of just like film and stuff like that. And especially music. A lot of people who were in the film program were like just making music on the side as a passion thing and putting it out there. So I was just like, why not do that too, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and I was really, really inspired when I found Joji's like SoundCloud stuff. Like this was before Slow Dancing in the Dark. And it was just like, I don't know, like World Star Interlude, stuff like that. Um, and it really just, I don't know, just really inspired me because he's a silly guy and he makes really good music. And I feel like I'm a silly woman.
Let's
And I'm,
go.
yeah, let's
Let's
go.
go.
But yeah, so then I started in college. Knew nothing, like never really had any training or anything. Just did what I thought sounded cool and just got better the more I stuck with it. Yeah.
Silly moment. Let's go. Can we have some silly
Yeah.
moments in chat? So, is the personality you have in your TikTok streams, videos, the same as the real you? Obviously, probably a little bit different, but like, is it like similar?
So that is a really good question. I feel like it's absolutely impossible to be your 100% unadulterated, full,
Yeah.
genuine self in front of any type of camera. I mean, maybe besides like a security camera. I don't know. But you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
feel like no one is truly, truly, truly like their entire full real self online. But I honestly feel like I am as close as I possibly can be to my real self. I think I just show the more like unhinged version of myself online.
The
Then
silly,
I
goofy one. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I'm just silly and goofy online. And I'm just as silly and goofy in person, but I also have moments where I am in fact serious.
What? I didn't know. I didn't know that was
Yeah,
possible. I'm a little
crazy.
intimidated right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Aren't you startled? I'm like sweating just at the thought of it.
When you started out, did you have a certain style of like music or genre you wanted to follow? Because I noticed at first you had like more lofty, type of music, and now it's kind of changed. And do you still have a style you want to follow?
I mean, like when I started out like as Miss iPad, the style I sort of fell into was mostly because of the lack of technical skill I had. Like I just used GarageBand and I like kind of knew how to play a guitar and just like used the stock sounds in the software to make what I could. But then when I started producing with other people, honestly, like I've always kind of never really had like a specific musical style in mind. It's always just sort of what's come to be and, how I'm kind of feeling. I feel like it's really hard for me to just pick one style and go with it just because I do love so many different types of music and think it would be so cool to try out making all these different types of music that I really enjoy. So, honestly, I like to keep them guessing. I like to sort of mold myself to whatever style I'm feeling and then try it out, throw it up, and see how it does. Like the EP I'm working on right now is very different from honestly anything I've put out on the Dev Lemons project for sure.
Ooh. Yeah, I was gonna ask
Yeah.
if there's any like EP or album in the works. So
Oh
that's
yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be ready to make an album until I'm full on living in LA just because I don't want to break the creative flow and I feel like when I have to leave and like go home, it just fucks the whole thing up.
yeah.
So, I this past trip to LA, honestly, I was there for like about a month. I didn't think I was going to make an EP, if I'm completely honest. I just went and wanted to see what would happen and just wanted to make a ton of music. And I made a ton of music and I felt like six of the songs just really fit well together and would make sense on a project. So, I'm just gonna say screw it. Like, why not put out an EP? Because I have so much unreleased music now that I feel like I should
Yeah.
patch them together at this point. It's been a while since I've done like a project, so I'm really excited.
I. Me too. I was gonna make a
Hey!
joke earlier because you said the word guessing. I was gonna be like, "Is it a guessing game?" But it's kind of past that now, so I'm not even gonna try. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Speech,
Um,
speech.
pro jokester over here.
Woo!
What were the goals you had when you started on YouTube and TikTok and stuff? Like, did you have a certain thing you wanted to do, or yeah?
Yeah. So, I mean, for song's sake, the initial goal was to sort of just dismantle the gatekeepy nature and of music theory education and to make music theory a more accessible thing that someone with no musical background at all or training or anything could understand and relate
Hmm.
to through the lens of like trending TikTok songs because I don't have any like real background in music. Like everything I know, I essentially taught myself.
Yeah.
And music theory, I really wanted to teach myself during the pandemic. And eventually, it started to make a lot of sense to me. But in the very beginning, it was really frustrating because everyone uses all these big words that they assume everyone else already knows. And it's just like, no, like I don't know what an interval is. Can't we just like, and it was so hard to
Dumb it
find
down.
something. Yeah, it was just like so hard to find like a resource that truly broke it down just where someone who has no prior knowledge could understand like what makes the bass line of this song so cool or something like that. So I really wanted to do that on TikTok, and I felt like short form content was such a great way to do it too because it makes it so bite sized because all these
Yeah.
music theory education videos are like 20 minutes long. It's like, can't we just like if we break it down, if we use a little bit less words or more words that aren't as fancy, then like you only really
Boom.
need like
Yeah.
30 seconds to a minute to explain what like modulation is or like what octave jumping is, you know? And it's so cool. And I think that, a lot of people, like everyone likes music, right? Like there's some people who don't, but it's
Yeah.
so cool. And I'm really excited that people really liked it because, music theory is awesome.
This is so true, iPad queen. I agree.
So true. So relatable. We love music.
That's what I really like about songs like though, because it takes interesting things and makes them more interesting for not as genius people, not as musically genius people. Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like everyone, yeah, I don't know, like, because anyone has the potential to be like a genius at music,
yeah,
Like, it's so innate to just like the human experience, music.
yeah,
So I just, I feel like it's weird that people gatekeep it and try to gatekeep the knowledge and like theory behind it because it's just, and I get it, like as a musician, it's kind of like honestly, sometimes like if I would see my song psych videos on my For You page, I'd probably be like, shut up, because
yeah,
sometimes it's like the song, you don't have to like break down what makes a song good. It like takes the fun out of it. But it's also, I don't know, it's just like really interesting stuff because it's like not everyone has to know music theory to be good at music. And I think that's the coolest thing about it is like you don't have to know anything about what technically makes a song like good, by like Western standards or whatever. Like you can just like use your ear. And I think that's just so cool about music because literally anyone can do it. So
I
yeah.
want to do it. I just don't know beats or anything. So.
You literally can. Like I started on GarageBand. Do you have a Mac or a PC?
I just have a like Windows. So
Do you have an iPhone?
yeah, I've tried on iPhone.
There
It's
you
my
go.
stubby thumbs. So I gotta figure it out. Gotta work through
GarageBand.
that
You can
for
get
sure.
GarageBand on your phone. You can get an interface that plugs into your phone. You can play instruments on it, or you can make a beat in the app.
True.
Anyway, you can start anywhere. I used to, during the pandemic, I literally would record some of my music on my iPad in GarageBand. Like online class, I think that was like one of my first songs on the Dev Lemons project. I
It's on.
literally
It's the first video on there. I think.
Yeah, I literally recorded that song on my iPad, like with a microphone. So
Let's go.
anyone can do it.
So, what song that you've created, recent or not, means the most to you?
Ooh, I love that question. So okay, it can be, I'll give you a released and I'll give you an unreleased answer. Um, the released song I have that means the most to me, honestly, I think One Whole Me, because that's the first song I really made with Jondren, the guy who I've been working with for the past like my past three releases, on production and who I worked with a lot on my upcoming EP. And that process was just, I mean, the lyrics kind of just came to me, and I was like, that was like one of the first times. I think honestly, that was like the proudest I've ever been of lyrics I'd written up until that point. And um, yeah, I mean, it was the first song I made with Jondren, and he just knocked it out of the park, like absolutely knocked it out of the park with the production. And that was like, I also played that song. I only played one live show ever. And when I played that song, it was unreleased, and I teased it to the crowd, and it was just so cool to watch. Like people really liked it, and that was just like awesome. So
That
yeah.
makes you want to release it more, you know. So
Yeah. Oh my God. Being able to like see a live reaction from a group of people that like already are a fan of you, and then you play unreleased stuff and then they really like it is really, really awesome. Like it was so cool. Like I want to do that more so badly. Just like tease unreleased stuff to like a mass amount of people.
that'd be cool. Not gonna lie. And
Hell
then
yeah.
it gets all over the internet, but then it's not as good as the new one. So it's like
Exactly. Like, yeah, because I tease like unreleased stuff on my Twitch streams, and like I can see what people in chat say, but like
it's not the
imagine
same type of
chat in
feeling.
real life.
Yeah,
Think
you don't
about
get to see
that.
their face, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, and they were all jumping around. It was so cool. So that's the release song. An unreleased song, I think that means the most to me. That's really hard. I'm gonna say, fuck. I can't because they're all, I don't know, they're all so awesome. I'm gonna give you three of them.
Okay.
Nightstand, Dizzy Vision, and You Tear Me Apart. These are all gonna be on the EP.
Okay, I was about to say I hate that you're saying titles and you're not gonna release them, but as long as they're on
Oh
the
no, they're
EP,
coming out. Oh, they're coming out.
ooh, let's go.
You right.
Just wait, yeah. Okay, so these next two questions are kind of about like on running jokes, you know, on the TikTok
Yeah.
or whatever. So okay, so where did the thanks saying come from? It's like a whole channel in the Discord. It's been a running thing, so I'm kind of curious.
So the beginning of the thanks like meme was actually, I mean, I'd just been saying thanks like that for a while, like before I even put it on TikTok. I don't know how it came to be. I think I watched, it was, there was like a Netflix show, The End of the Fucking World, and
Oh,
the one of the main characters like in one of the scenes just said thanks or something, but like it wasn't even meant to be funny, but then I just like was like
that's my
thanks,
thing. Yeah, that's
in real life
awesome.
I would just start saying it, and then it sort of evolved into like a thanks.
Yeah.
And then that, I first posted that online as a duet to an Anthony Fantano video when he was like, oh, POV, like you're playing me your beat and I'm enjoying it. And then I played him something like fucking full. And he just would be like, that beat is really good. And I just go, thanks. And then that was the whole video. And then that sort of started the thanks meme. And then I did like a bunch of other TikToks of like thanks adjacent things.
Yeah.
Um,
So I know there's the one
and
showing it to your family that says thanks, and
yeah, like showing my family, that was, yeah, showing my family one whole me. And
yeah.
thanks. Yeah. And then there was Thanksgiving where I just said thanks a lot. Um, yeah, I've done a lot of thanks content. I haven't done it in a while, but
Yeah.
it's probably time soon.
Soon, hopefully. Another recent on running TikTok joke is chicken noodle popsicle. And what I mainly want to know is what brought to your mind this.
Well, it's really great you ask that because I'm
I'm kind of
right
scared
next to
because
my
you're carrying your.
arsenal
Oh no!
of
Oh no! Oh wow!
popsicles. Yeah, I only got 4 right now, but you can see there's a chicken noodle. They're in like their little
Yeah,
homes, so
they
you can't really
freeze.
see them that
Yeah.
well, but yeah, I got the beansicle, spaghettiosicle, the guaxicle. I'm due for a new batch, but yeah, they're just right there. The how that started, I literally saw a photo on Reddit of a chicken noodle popsicle and it looked like a perfect specimen. I don't know how they achieved such like greatness and like pristine design, but it's actually like probably the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And I was like, I wonder if I can like make that. Like I want one of those,
We
right?
ask ourselves
So
this on a daily basis. It's like,
yeah, exactly. So then I went and bought some Campbell's chicken noodle soup. Did not look anything like the picture because it was like I don't even know how to explain. Like it was just disgusting.
yeah.
And then I thought, oh, well, wouldn't it be really funny if I put all these popsicles in a music video and then wrote chicken noodle popsicle off in my taxes? So, but then I didn't keep any of the receipts. So
So
that's
yeah.
I'm now I just have a lot of popsicles and they're not
So
stopping anytime soon. It's
wait.
like my
So
next it's like my favorite pastime is making these popsicles.
so it didn't even start out as an idea for TikTok. It was
Oh
just
no, I just
something you
wanted
wanted
to
to do.
do it
You know
like
what?
for
That's
my
fair.
own. I didn't know how I was possibly going to incorporate them into content. I simply just wanted to see if I could do it. Um and then I was like, well, I have it. Might as well like show it off. So I showed it to a bunch of my friends and they were like, this is a horrible idea.
It's great
Um,
though. Yeah. So it's like,
yeah, and some people really like it. I feel like that's how a lot of my life has gone. I show something to people I know in real life. The chicken noodle popsicles kind of like my music in a way because for a while I would show people my music in real life as Miss iPad and they would fucking hate it. But then I put it online, everyone loves it. Not everyone, like 10 people, but like people like it. And I feel like that's all
yeah.
you need sometimes to keep going.
On the topic of TikTok, this one's not about a joke, but it's kind of interesting. Is there any TikTok drafts or maybe even YouTube videos that you'll never post but you keep? And if so, I don't like that reaction. What are they like?
Honestly, okay, so in terms of YouTube, I've posted everything I've made, but sometimes they do really bad, so I just like take them down. So there's this one video of me like trying to figure out what's the quickest way to make someone cry through music. Um, and it did like really bad, so I got embarrassed and I took it
Re-release
down.
it. We need to see that.
I'll send you, it's unlisted. I can literally send like you
Oh,
can just watch it. I'll send you a link. Um, here, let
I'm
me.
VIP, guys. Not to brag.
Yeah, not to brag, but
I'm kind of
maybe I
epic
just
right
post a
now.
link. Here, let me see. I should be able to just like if this link.
If you want to eat healthy and feel your best,
That was so loud through the mic. That's why it was so funny. Everyone
Okay,
heard it.
yeah, you should be able to. You can watch that like later if you want. I just sent it to you on
Yeah, that's
Discord,
good. I
but
like that. I like the thumbnail. How
well,
recent is it?
pretty recent. I
What?
posted this in July, so like last like 2 months ago. Really
Dang.
recent.
What day in July?
So
Because my
yeah.
birthday's July 26th. If it was my birthday, then it's meant to be, this
It
video.
was July 13th. My mom's birthday is July 25th, though. Isn't that crazy?
Crazy ways. It's like at school when you meet someone who has a similar birthday or like has anything similar, and you're like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I I actually never met anyone with the same birthday as me
Me neither.
until like the day before I went to college. I was just like, what the fuck? Yeah,
Whatever.
I'm not like the girls. I was born on March 12th.
Well, your
So
birthday was the day before quarantine officially started for some people, so
yeah.
congrats.
Isn't that crazy? No, my birthday was the day that my school sent out an email that everyone had to go home. And you know what birthday my birthday was? You know how old I turned on that day? I turned 21.
Oh, it's such a lame 21st
Everyone
birthday.
had to go home. I was so sad. Everyone was so sad. But the bar was kind of popping because everyone was like, fuck this. So it was kind of like the last night before everything just like totally shut down. So in a way, it was kind of a cool birthday.
What led you to creating SongSite?
The whole mission of Song Psych, I mean, when I was teaching myself during COVID, it was really frustrating because um I mean, it was great once I finally understood like music theory and like could finally have the vocabulary to be able to understand like these bigger concepts. But in the beginning, it was just so frustrating because everyone was using all these big words. And I just felt like there was such a gap I had to get over of knowledge before I could actually start learning the actual interesting stuff. So, songs like, was sort of born out of me wanting to share this knowledge that I was gaining, teaching myself music theory with other people, but putting it in easier to digest language and, shorter form. So it's just like more bite-sized, and make it so that everyone can, learn and appreciate music theory because it's really cool stuff.
What do you think has been the big successful thing for both your career and SongSci's career?
The most successful thing, honestly, I mean, for my Dev Lemons career, like in terms of the most successful song, guessing games really took off. And One Whole Me also has been doing like super well. So I think those are the two most successful songs. And I think like in general, the way I've promoted myself, like just I think what's proven most successful across like everything I've done is just sort of, my end goal. I mean, I really love making content and I really love making music. If I had to pick one to do full time, probably music, because I just feel like that's where my heart is at right now. But I wouldn't want to give up content. And I feel like what's, helped me get closer and closer to that dream is not looking at content as a commercial for my music and more just like making content about things I enjoy and like my interests and, showcasing my personality before, anything else. So then if people, like me, then they'll be more inclined to check out my music and maybe be even more inclined to want to like it, So I think the most like I've been most successful at, being as authentic as I can and, just trying to make a lot of stuff that I enjoy.
What are your long-term goals?
Honestly, I mean, it's hard because I don't want to just like my long-term goals is to just sort of do everything I want to do, like because I have so many different dreams and like things that I want to do. Like I think it would be really fun to go on a world tour as like a headliner, and I think it would be fun to act in a movie or a TV show. Whether it's like a serious role or a funny role, I think that would be fun. I want to make a prank movie too. I really want to make a prank movie.
What
like
does prank
so
movie
bad.
mean? Like
Like
you prank people like Jackass or
how do I like prank, but in like a unscripted scripted television way, like Nathan For You would I feel like prank adjacent, like stuff like that. I would want to make a prank adjacent thing, like where real people are involved, kind of. I think that would be really cool. Those are like my long-term goals. Like maybe go to space, probably not though.
You know what? If you want to go to space, you can do it. I'm sure you have like enough money to like buy a spaceship or something. So
yeah, like in like 10 years, maybe.
Let's give it like 2. I'm sure like next year.
Give it like 2 years? You think in 2 years I'll
Yeah, it's kind of like an Elon Musk situation, or I don't know.
That's wishful thinking. I need to just come up with the next Tesla.
Yeah, but not.
It's really
Tesla.
just that easy. That can't be that
Yeah,
hard.
let's take a swing on the spot. Think something on the spot, like a music company that produces silly wacky music, or a music company that. That's all I got. So.
Hey, that's literally like. I'm not gonna take your idea. I think you deserve the Tesla.
Let's go, or spaceship.
Yeah, you deserve the spaceship.
I don't think I could do a space journey, honestly, because like no way I can like sit and like upside like on my back in this spaceship waiting for it to launch for 9 hours or whatever. Like that seems horrible. I cannot know. Like I was once on a Harry Potter ride.
Like go on a plane.
Yeah. Well, I've barely been on planes, so I'm not completely sure about it.
Like my ears don't pop. Like they actually.
Okay, I'm just gonna cut it off there. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Maybe wondering why'd you cut it off. It's because we rambled for quite a while, and that's pretty much the end of the interview. But if you do want to see a part 2 where we talk about a whole lot of things that I cut out, like getting married at McDonald's, comment down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Check out Dev Lemons too down below. Okay, bye.